Why do I have a stick? Well, you're going to find out. And we hit play over there. And that one's going. And now, if you are listening, you can go ahead and hit play on your podcast now. Because it's time for some podcasting. We hope you keep on listening. Cause it's time for Talking Tremors shit. Talking Tremors shit. Blah, blah, blah. Yo, hello, and welcome to the third episode of Talking Tremors. I am your host, Levi Dylan Burzloff Lutt. We're just gonna get right into it. Get the fucking filter! Sand for snow, people! Sand for snow. Dumbest thing ever put on fucking camera. Maybe there's a sense that they did this so they wouldn't have to film in snow, because filming in snow is hard, costs more money. But also, you went to South Africa. They went to South Africa to do this. You literally traveled all the way to South Africa to film something that you could easily film in Canada. And we're off. We're fucking off. Here we go. These seem like incredibly racist stereotypes of people here at the beginning. We got someone from Norway, someone from Australia, and an American. The American does an accent there, that Australian accent, that I'm almost like, hey, I'll give you a pass for maybe being an actor, and that was a good fuck off, fuck around, thank you. Yeah, glaciologist, geologist, and, there's one. This movie is filled with people basically just referencing the first movie in ways that are half cheating. I'm a seismologist, geologist, geography, make a new line. Or, switch it up a little bit more. God, I hate looking at this. Man. One of my first forays into how shitty Tremors was this movie a long time ago, where when it first came out and watching it, and there's a piece of exposition later that's just horrendous. And so this movie is, I don't know, this is where it all starts to go bad for me. They were able to do halfway some stuff with Tremors 5 Bloodlines, using the original Stampede Tremors script, and then halfway hacking it up and making something that's not as good, but it works, I guess. We all have our thoughts on Jamie Kennedy, and I was reading about this. There's a part of me that doesn't want to hate it, because they did, some amount of effort to, like, hey, make this look like snow. There's this thing called snow candles, where you light them and then fly them through the air, and you get, as Don Michael Paul was talking about, you shoot it just right, and it does look like snow. There's that flying, but then the graboid pops out of the ground, and that the way that the snow flies is so very, okay, that's sand. If you live in a wintry climate, if you could look out right now, I have winter right outside my window. So this is equally frustrating, knowing that this snow is not even cold, and then adding the line, it's a heat wave in the Arctic, Arctic Circle. Okay, we'll see how much that really works for the plot and what you're trying to do. Okay, but you know what? This filter is bad. That's bad or whatever. This graboid shot right here, where this graboid is about to come up underneath this guy and kick him up into the air. That's whatever. Okay, that's fine. They're giant worms that are in the swimming through the ground. I'm not gonna. But it jumps and then it nuzzle bumps him. It jumps, dives, and then nuzzle bumps. And literally stopping the physics of it. So it's basically going up out of the ground. Oh no, I stopped for a little minute like Wile E. Coyote and went ploop and popped a guy. If you were only listening to the podcast before and you want to know what it looks like when I'm fucking frustrated, it's basically that. Oh, and then this perfection. Where did it go? Did somebody burn every building in town down? There's nothing. There's nothing. It sucks. You know what? There's a part of me that, like, you shouldn't have even shown the vehicle showing up. You should only do anything with inside the Chang's Market, because every time you cut, why did the City of Perfection sign move to right next to Chang's? Where's Nancy's? Where's the hut? Where's anybody's houses? Where's anything? Anything. And I don't mean that because there's plenty of people that haven't watched the TV show. You don't need to, because there's Tremors 1 where you see plenty of the town, and Tremors 3 where you see plenty of the town, and even to an extent, Tremors 4, because you're seeing the town when it first began. There's a fuck ton of buildings there, man. Even for a tiny town of only 14 people, there's enough buildings there that they should still be here at this time that Bert is squatting in this... He's squatting, and I refuse to. There's just terrible writing on this front where Jody left to go to Reno for a law firm. I highly disagree with you. That's a bunch of bullshit. There's no way in hell that Jody Chang would ever leave Chang's to anybody else's. And somebody on Facebook pointed out that this is one time that Bert Gummer does point a gun at somebody. He had the gun on the counter there, and then he was even like manhandling his pistol in his holster, like right here. You're just like, because Michael Gross has a very specific thing about Bert Gummer doesn't point guns at anybody. The only bad guys in these movies are the graboids. Something that Seven really fucks up on by making Richard Brake into even more of a bad guy. No, the graboids are the bad guys. That's it. I mean, if you have something that is a bad guy like that, it's got to be government. Almost. That is Bert. If you're going to have an evil villain to Bert, they have to be a government person. Government, corpo government. That's really where I would be at with it. Also, I go back and forth with this hat thing. Like, Michael Gross is a Cubs fan. He's from Chicago area, Northwestern. And when the Cubs won the World Series, he was like, hey, can I wear a Cubs hat now or whatever? And, there's a part of me that's like, hey, Michael, I'm great, cool for you. But Michael talks about, too, where there's times where when he was working with the Stampede team and, you say something like that, hey, I want my character to, wear a hat that I do like in real life. They would be like, well, Michael, we like it, but also, does it work for what your character is doing? I'll do my Steve Wilson impression. Michael, I love the hat, but where the fuck's your Atlanta Hawks hat? Yeah, I'm just saying. There you go, buddy. And in a way, it almost neuters him. It is cool, too. And I'm, like, stretching a lot here to, like, make things that are good about this movie. I don't want to make these podcasts that are just, like... there's so much blue. There's a lot of good, like, I think the costume designer and the actual physical people behind the scenes, I'm still not 100% sure on Don Michael Paul, but the people building stuff are all very consciously using the blue. There's a great shot there with Jamie Kennedy in the doorway. Thanks, Bob Brushy. That's it. I agree with you on that one. But all that blue back there. Oh, there's blue light. We got a blue fridge. Technically... Jamie can't. That's a blue shirt on Jamie. That's a dark blue shirt. Bert's in blue hat. If they were gonna go with the blue tint filter, they are going with it. Setting it up a little bit. I even posted my own self a little picture of that side by side of like, oh yeah, like they wore all blue. The cast did to halfway hide that this is blue tint. And that's where. Maybe we'll discover here, folks, that this blue sand for snow tint filter isn't as bad as we all think it is. And I do love Jamie Kennedy and Michael Gross's like back and forth. It's one of those rare, like I didn't, when I first heard Jamie Kennedy was going to be a part of this series, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, I guess. But then seeing his actual interplay with Michael Gross is really, really cool. Actually, I don't know, maybe Jamie Kennedy needs to actually act brick meet wall. Unstoppable force, immovable object. Yep, call out the hat, Jamie. And that's there's something that this movie does where I go back and forth on it, like that filter, where it's how much of that wall are we rubbing where, oh, you changed something, you did something different, you did it. Did you notice that did you notice we're winking at the camera? We have to tell you that we're winking because we're just not sure that you know that we're winking. Like, and even, so it's crazy. I'm looking in the background of this right now. I don't usually sit this close to the TV, so I'm like seeing everything in perfect detail. But what I was saying about they got rid of the town, there's a poster back there of Bert from the first episode. That when he's got the giant rifle and he saves Tyler, and then it and it like comes and pans in it. He's got that right. There was a pop-up poster of that in the back. So, and we already know from the fifth movie that Burt Gummer's survival school continued to roll on and was a thing enough that he was making his own videos and shit. So where the fuck is the rest of the goddamn town? Where, oh where could my Rosalita be? Burt Gummer took her away from me. I'm sorry, I am being distracted because we're back on the blue tint filter, and I'm trying. Like I said, I'm trying so hard to justify this in my mind. And yeah, I don't know, meh. I have to say it is better than the fucking tint that I was talking about for Dark Island and Tremors 7 Shrieker Island. Dark Island, Shrieker Island. At least there's a sense of there's a purpose to this. You know, they're out way on an ice cap. We never ever visit that place. Like, they always, like, that's just some random place out in the middle of nowhere. So maybe filter it up. And we're back to the town. And they do those shots from all the way up where it's like, why are you showing any part of the town? I didn't get to it quick enough because it passed by. But they don't even have the water tower. They show a barrel, a white barrel off to the side of Chang's. And there is no water tower? Did you take it down? You didn't take it down from the whole time between 1889 to 1990. So why the fuck would you take it down in the 10 years? But there is something I do love, and this is, they should have really kept it going for the seventh movie. Like, if Bert's going to be nutso, like, Bert needs to lose it. Bert needs to be in his underwear and no pants and just on a roof fucking being nuts. Like, if Bert had kept that beard for the whole time of, like, Island Bert and was in flip-flops and shit, like nobody got him any. I know that's implausible and almost worse, but it's like, I don't know. It's what I was saying about there's two movies there. Get rid of the Richard Brakeson and his gang and focus on Bert, or make those two separate. Yeah, let's watch Bert being stuck. Actually, that would have been awesome if Bert was stuck on that island all by himself, and Graboids like fucking found him on that island that he was a part of. Okay. We're going to go back to what I'm actually watching, because this is the worst exposition in the world. So not only this girl is Val and Rhonda's daughter from the OG Graboid apocalypse. She knows to call Burt Gummer and say, hey, we got Graboids, and then proceeds to tell him everything about Graboids that he would already know, which is why she's calling him. And I've seen people have the argument before, maybe she's trying to, like, show her knowledge and show how smart she is about Graboids, but like even he's kind of just like, well, I mean, this is dumb. Why do I have any reason to be here? And maybe that's it. Maybe the whole point of this piece of exposition, and like this is like that, it's nuts to have Graboids in the Arctic in the first place. Like, this exposition almost goes too far in the opposite direction of just like, okay, we bought sand, we'll buy dirt and stuff, but it's physically traveling through ice. All right, now you kind of actually do. I'll even give you water, like legit, because that's swimmable through. But I don't know. Let's discover some physics of ice while I go along here. And even more so, she mentions at one point here, oh, you want me to give you the 401 on the Mexicana Combustus, also known as ass blasters. But then later on in the movie, he's like, oh, wait, there's ass blasters here? I didn't know. You were talking about them. You brought them up. And you didn't think, oh yeah, we have graboids, maybe we have ass blasters. And you gotta think too that like Bert's in Nevada. They're in the plot to the story takes place in none of it Canada. It's gonna take him a little while. Like he's getting his shit packed up. It's gonna take him a little while to go to fucking Canada. At no point in time did they do any more research or find anything else out more. They literally just sat around and waited for Burt Gummer. I mean, you have like there's no cops. Yeah, okay, Canada up there, weird, but like you had 3 people die and ripped apart, and you're just gonna like. And we're the Jamie Kennedy Michael Gross tete-a-tete. Oh, hey, actually, I do have this whole laundry list of notes, so I'm gonna make sure to go to it and stuff. And that actually reminds me, we're talking about Don Michael Paul. You know, there's a part of me that thinks that Don Michael Paul and Jamie Kennedy are almost like the same person. If you look at any pictures of them and shit, and I don't mean that actually, but their personalities and stuff align in that sense. And so I keep watching these movies just like, okay, what's the Don Michael Paul proxy trying to tell me? And the Don Michael Paul proxy is trying to tell me, I think these movies are fronts for drug running. Conspiracy. I will get into that because we got plenty of time here. There's the sparseness of everything and all that's happening and the weirdness of this. You had the last movie, Tremors 5, filmed in South Africa, and then they turned around and they went back to South Africa, and then they went to Thailand, and all of this after, oh, we need to save money, we're going to kick out the original team, goodbye. So you saved money by picking up everything and taking it to another fucking country all the way away? Okay. I would love to see the numbers on that. I would love to, because I don't believe that they add up. So, which makes me think, when you look at Don Michael Paul and his filmography of doing all of these second, third, fourth movie sequels to things, and in weird places. He's a very 80s man. He's got to start with Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, which I think he wrote and directed too, which is a movie about drug runners, like 80s cowboy drug runners. So how much of that is true? How much of that is real life? I don't know. I like to leave that thought in your brain, Inception style, and see what happens. Don Michael Paul is a drug runner for Universal Studios. And look at this lady. She's a bush pilot. Oh, where have we seen that before? Yeah, I know you're like, what the fuck? But seriously, like, this lady is basically a copy-pasted version of the Outback pilot from the 5th movie. And Kevin Collins pointed that out, wanted me to talk about it. But I also have to say my own self, I don't mind. I don't know, man. This is the thing I was talking about with the 7th movie, you know, making a different movie altogether, just split them apart and stuff. You could do a thing of, why does Bert have to show up to this? Why does Bert have to be in this movie, like, at all? I mean, I'm saying that as a huge fan and, like, wanting more and stuff, but why does he actually have to be in this movie? Couldn't this have just been a movie about a group of researchers at an Arctic station that got attacked by graboids? Everybody's complaining all the time that you're not able to repeat the conditions of the first movie, and where they don't know what's happening and they have to adjust and improvise and learn on the fly with you, the audience. Hold on. So, wait, but this movie is about people who are all the way out in the middle of nowhere, and there's nobody around, and the only person that kind of halfway knows about graboids is this one girl whose parents were a part of the Graboids the first time around. Oh, hey, you know what? You actually have a movie there. That's your movie. Focus on she's not being believed and oh no, like a little bit of a Cassandra complex thing happening, or you know what? I honestly hadn't thought about that. I'm thinking about that concept of splitting up movies since the last time I did that the Seven podcast, and just like well, like let's just this Arctic Circle thing be its own movie. We don't need to bring Bert and Travis back in any kind of way. Again, they can have their own movie, have a real reason for doing something. If you're gonna do it, well, where the hell was Travis when his mom was around? Like that kind of like that's the point. Not just have it so that Jamie Kennedy can call out, oh hey, I know you, and Bert, oh well, your dad's the most brilliant underachiever I ever met, which is actually a line from the original script for the first movie that describes Val as a man who managed to underachieve brilliantly, which is Michael Gross calling back to and actually writing that. You're going to find out this is crazy, but Michael Gross does a lot of writing for Bert. I said this in the Tremors 7 podcast. He has been asked to improvise in Bert and will turn around and be like, well, no, I can't. You have to write it. Nobody could improvise as Bert. He's so precise. He was yelling at Travis earlier, and I had to write this down because I couldn't. I just wanted to make sure that I remembered it. Do you have the requisite RCMP 5194? Like he could just rattle those off, boop, 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 and if I were to, I didn't look it up because I honestly just assumed that was real. I assumed that an RCMP 5194 is a real thing. I don't need to. I trust Michael Gross enough to that point where, why wasn't he just writing these movies? That's actually, I have that note. Like, why didn't Michael Gross just write a Tremors movie? It's clear that he knows what he's doing in terms of writing it. If he is too old to like keep going, come on, then throw the guy a bone and give him a little writing credit. He does enough model train stuff on the side. Like, come on, it's cool. And we're talking to the DARPA guy now, and I'm really trying to talk about what's on screen. It's very difficult because I hate these. Talking to the DARPA guy right now. Again, another thing I go back and forth on is this clever that Bert thinks that this guy was actually gonna weaponize graboids and stuff, and on a personal level, I do think that's clever. I don't know. I always like that flipping the paranoia on its head, like Bert blowing up his own house because he thought ass blasters could multiply it, not having the full gamut of information. But at the same time, and I have to like write some of these out because they're so fucking weird. How does Bert go from, oh, I assume that you're gonna like weaponize graboids to, oh, it's folly that a billionaire would want to weaponize them and hunt them? Poor Michael Gross. He's trying. Oh, man. And, so this girl just, like ran up and she just yelled ass blast. I had no idea that there was ass blast. She just ran up and hugged Bert. And now, 2 minutes later, I'm going to tell you, oh, by the way, I actually know you for a reason. Oh, okay. Wouldn't that have been pertinent information to talk about on the phone? I mean, you're talking about Mexicana combustus, and you didn't even, take track of them, but you didn't bother to say, oh, hey, Mr. Gummer, you actually know my mom and dad. I've been researching graboids. I know about them because of that. You want to come up here and help me? Like, yeah. So you know what? That exposition is shit then. There we go. We discovered it along the way. But that exposition is shit then. Because if she could drop that line and be like, "Hey, my name is Valerie. My name is Valerie Rhonda LeBeck McKee," you would be like, "Well, fucking shit. Okay, I guess we're gonna go help you out." There would have been, maybe give him some sense of obligation that, like, "Hey, you want to come help me?" She already talks about her parents being like weird and stuff. Like, just go ask for some help. You crazy? Like, I do have to admit though, like the Tremors 7 makes Tremors 5 and Tremors 6 retroactively better. At least the minorities in this movie get speaking roles. Oh yes, I halfway remembered their names, but then none of it. Guy Fargus and the Indian dude Hart. Like, hey, they got lines, they got things to say, and mean it, and bits of plot. Even the Inuit Eskimo guy. I don't know. Honestly, I don't. He gets a little racist there at the end. He's got that club and shit. But they got lines, man, and we're paying them more. We're fucking paying them what it's worth. Thank God. Thank fucking God. Okay. Let's see. Like, paying them what it's worth. I'm trying to go from things, like, actually segue into each other. Family. No. Okay. Yeah. Paying them what it's worth. Family. I talked about that in the last podcast. Tremors is a very family-oriented movie. Definitely, maybe didn't mean to start out that way, but the people behind it are family. They're very family-loving affair. It's something they talk about in the Seeking Perfection book. It's really cool. And this one, I do get the sense that these people like do care about each other. Like, this is enough. The cast in this is having a great time, and like actually not in the sense of the last one where they're just happy to be on a desert island and having a good time. But these guys are actually, they're all acting. They're all like putting it in and giving 180%. And my favorite dude. And if you're watching this with me, look at this guy. Swackhammer. His name is Swackhammer, motherfucker. His name is actually Swackhammer. And it's not dumb. Okay, it is dumb. I mean, Swackhammer. But he's my favorite, man. He's just back there being nuts. It's what I was saying earlier about why didn't we just have a movie with these guys? Let's flesh them out a little bit more. So that way when they die, it's not as sad. And let's have Valerie and Swackhammer be the fucking leads of this movie, man. That would be cool. I would be in, because he's got this great scene later where he's running around fucking throwing bombs and shit that he made, like a actual bomb, like he actually made them, like Burt style made some pipe bombs. Like you can't tell me that's not an interesting character. Like let's go a little more. Let's open that up a little more. Find out some more about that guy. And yes, my note, I love that. Who is Swackhammer? And why do I want more of him? Sally Soul Smasher. I'm gonna get her with some shock and awe. The fuck, dude? How much cocaine did you do? And can you give some to everybody else? Thanks. And you know what? I talk about the family thing. It's cool to see some white people die. Did I say that? Oh no! Wait, what? Am I white? Are you white? We ain't white. We ain't right. There are some terribly lovely deaths to white people in this. I don't know why I'm getting off on that and why that's cool to me. But because if we look at the history of these movies, yeah, it's just there's a lot of minorities that do bite the bucket. As much as I love the original movies, that second one does have a little bit of like, oh no, because the only people that kind of die in it are all like Mexican and Latino. Ouch. But, and admittedly, I don't know, it's down in that area. I guess it would make sense that everybody there did die. So this is cool. Had a bunch of white people die. Uh-oh. And even this little Charles Fritzy, I want you to hate this character. Don't you know? I'm an absolute piece of shit. Just horrible, 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 horrendous. So hate me. Got it? Did you notice we winked? I'm realizing that joke, I'm having to explain the wink, but there's the podcast part of this, and then there's also the video cast part of this. So I am trying to explain the wink for an actual reason. Oink. Okay. And there's another note I have here, and I'll get into it a little bit later when it really applies. This whole, like, we're in the middle of what you know is some monsters eating people. They've already seen it, and, like, why are we stopping to talk so much? And I mean, talking about things that don't really pertain to the situation here at all. If you wanted to go through with Burt Gummer and this paranoia angle, having him over talk about, like, oh yeah, DARPA is weaponizing dolphins in Vietnam and now cyborg insects. And then you don't actually have them doing that seems a little off, disingenuous. I don't know. It seems like he didn't write that one all the way through. Didn't think about it properly. And now they're all watching. Go white guy, and run. And they don't ever get an accurate count of actually how many animals there are. And this isn't to be like, oh yeah, the original movies get that right and stuff. It's more like, so by the end of this, how do we know that it's actually over and you're not just going to be walking around tomorrow and a fucking ass blaster comes down and swoops you away? Or you just, like, go to take a piss and you get eaten by a graboid. If you don't do an accurate count of what's actually happening, how do you know that it ended? How do you know what the threat is? What is this guy doing? If you're watching this with me, like, what he was playing soccer earlier. He's there to die. I'm so confused. Watched this like 5, almost 7 times the last couple of days, and that death really just doesn't, like, where did that guy come from besides for us to watch this white guy run over here and do something incredibly stupid for a movie like this? And I don't mean that for the character. Alright, this guy's a dumbass. I'm a fucking dumbass. You should know that. I'm British. That means I'm a pretentious fuck. Movie, you're about man-eating worms that get people from under the ground when they're making noise. Why did you let that guy go into this little tower? He's in a box right now, underneath a telephone tower, and you don't even hint that, like, maybe a graboid threat. There's no, he's not on concrete or steel or anything. He's just on the ground making a bunch of noise while this ass blaster scares him. And you're just kind of like, for tension's sake, you could have the ass blaster attacking and but then you didn't, like, where's the graboid part of it? You think you already have the graboids, like, swirling around and doing stuff. What? Where is my grabby bee? I want to take it a shot from me. And I do gotta say, I haven't got to talk about it, because Shrieker Island was about shriekers, and I like the design of those shriekers. I abhor, I fucking loathe the blasted ass version of ass blasters. It's if you're listening to the podcast, I'm trying to make my face look like an anus. So it's like it's just horrible. Ugh. And I mean, everybody has a problem with the ass blasters. Personally, I actually don't mind the name because it makes sense with canon. Jodie's like leaning into it and winking without actually telling you she's winking. So I don't mind. And even if anything with the ass blaster, I'd like their bodies to be a little bit, their wings need to maybe just be a little bit bigger. But they do also take place in real life. Bombardier beetles blasting off and stuff. We'll buy it. But that mouth too also looks, that mandible. It's its own thing. You don't change it. But to literally go from, you have the graboid redesign, which I don't, to the Shrieker redesign, which is, and they both at least have that mandible sense. To this, I'm Gary Busey's butthole. Really? That's what you went with? It doesn't even look like it can do any damage. They managed to make a less threatening version of an ass blaster. The only good thing about it is that it hunts at night like a vampire. I do love this scene too, right here, where do what I do, which really feels like Michael Gross writing, knowing that like, okay, you're gonna have me get infected by this parasite. I'm gonna have some fun with it and shit. Which leads me into, I would love to talk about what is the evolutionary advantage of a parasite that infects you 20 years later. Okay, Bert got swallowed. Uh-oh, now you're infected. You might want to worry about that in the next 2 to 5 years' time. Honestly, that I need to maybe look up how biology or virology or bacteriology or parasitology works, because that's a long ass incubation period. A long ass. Oh, you're getting flashes on my face. A long ass incubation period for something that, okay, if you were to look at it from the sense of an animal gets swallowed by a graboid, the graboid releases the pathogens to infect them. That way, the animal, if it manages to get out, does die a little farther away. That would be the sensible idea of what you were trying to do here. So what does a 20-year virus really do for you? How did that... And he was soaked. We've all seen... I hope so. I hope we've all seen Tremors 3 Back to Perfection and just how goopy soaked Bert was. And probably 18 showers worth of disgusting. That would have done something sooner. And even in a cooler way. So, like, there's a bit of a Bert going more crazy here from 5, 6, and 7. Use that. If you got a virus and it's fucking with Bert, that better be fucking with this, man. That better be fucking with this even more all the way through. Okay, maybe Bert's going nuts and doing all this. He fucked off to an island because he got graboid cancer. And I would love me some graboid boots. I don't like her as a character, but I would love me some graboid boots. And I do mean that. She's lame. Lame sauceroonies. Just there to make you think about her dad and her mom and the better movie. Which is, if you're going to make a movie and you're not good enough, don't draw the comparison to something that's better than you. It never works. If you're gonna homage, make it different. And on that note, that actually brings me to something. Bert has a line later that's just, if I were to package deal how you can tell that there's something wrong with this movie, that part where the graboid's coming and it tries to bust into the hangar and broke into the wrong goddamn airplane hangar, didn't you? Oh man. And you can tell they cut Michael Gross, like they have to cut like 2 or 3 times on his face because that hurts. There's no part of that actor. Come on, Michael, it'll be great if you do it. Everybody's going to love the line, man. It'll be cool how, like, you said that in the other movie, but, like, not like this, man, because that you didn't have an airplane hangar. Like, dude. And if that's my Don Michael Paul impression, it almost is, because he's very stonery in that bad way. We're just like, damn, you been fried, bro. Honestly, I don't want to say stonery, too, because I go back to that drug running thing. Hey, man, share some cocaine with everybody else. Maybe you should take a couple snifters less of that. Thank you. We'd all appreciate it. Cool. I want to get into the piss and shit fetishism with that, too, because that almost ties. Do I? Oh, I don't know. Hold on. Do I look at my notes? Uh-oh. So insidious. What does it say? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into the piss and shit thing because we're going to need it later when we go there. Does Don Michael Paul have a piss and shit fetish? Does he? Folks, think about this. All right, in all of the first Tremors movies and TV show, we have a grand total of 1 pissing sequence that's really there to set up well. Val McKee pissing off a cliff, there to literally set up him using the graboid off of the cliff, and also the great shot of him picking his ass afterwards is a way of humanizing him. There's no part of us that actually sees any of the action of it. And I'm not saying that like that's gross. It's more like, if you're doing it in a movie, you have a point to it. It's like having a sex scene in a movie. You better tell some kind of story with it. It better not just be, ooh, those boobs and those dicks are good. And you know what, movies? We need to see more dicks in fucking movies and TV shows. We get plenty of boobs and full frontal vag shots, but so few dicks. And I don't even want to see dicks. I want to see sexual equality. I grew up on Tremors 2 with the ass shot, man, where, hey, man, she's got a pretty nice ass. Turn around. Well, hey, he's got a pretty nice ass. Boom! Boom-a-da boom-boom! Pick whichever team you're on. I don't care, but fuck yes! So, with that note, that's as far as we get, with that in those movies. These Don Michael Paul movies, I'm going to list them. I'm going to do a finger here. We'll start. Jamie Kennedy in Tremors 5, trying to allude to and pissing off a ravine, much like Val. So we'll give that a half. Then later on, we actually have Bert covering himself in piss. Like, actually, and he needs to drink it because he's stuck in a cage or whatever. It needs to drink it. I'm not going to hate on that too much. Life is life. But then he takes it and he's, the Messiah been using insect repellent, urine as an insect repellent for centuries. Okay, well, let's call that 2.5, I guess. Followed by a lion reaching up on top of the cage and then pissing on Bert. So we'll call that a full 3. All right, so we got Jamie Kennedy pissing, Bert drinking and covering himself in piss, and a lion pissing on Bert. One movie. That's just one movie. Now we're here in Tremors 6. My balls are in the Guinness Book of Balls. Like, Bert having an entire monologue about balls is really weird and out of character. I mean, detachable graboid tongues. Cool, we'll get into this later. My balls are in the Guinness Book of Balls. Oh, I'm gonna build me an ark. This guy with the later on here pissing off of a tower to create a distraction. Admittedly, maybe a good idea. I've certainly thought of it my own self when it comes to that. It's just when we're at number 5 of the pissing things, I'm wondering. I have my questions here. To then the point where we get to in the 7th movie with that death in the shitter. So we've got like 6 incredibly, we'll call them, gross. They're very gross in that way. Like piss and shit things. DMP, do you have a fetish that we don't know about? Do you like Black Laura Crofts pissing and shitting on you? If so, get the fuck out of my Tremors movie, man. Get the fuck out. Go make a Black Laura Croft movie that's all about her pissing and shitting on people, man. I'm in for you. I'm not gonna go watch it, but I'm happy for you. Just get it the fuck out of this. Get it the fuck out of Tremors. Why? Why, man? Why? Okay. I'm going to keep trying to go back to the movie. Stay on topic. Stay on focused. I am really trying to talk about this. So, Bert's now, hey, I need a sit rep. I need to know where everything is going. Didn't you just have an entire conversation? That's where I was talking about you stopped to talk about things, and you stopped to talk about DARPA doing a bunch of shit, but you were also getting a sit rep. You were getting a lay of the, and you didn't bother to ask for it. Like, don't be pissy at the rest of us. And why are you doing this now? Why didn't you do it sooner? Hell, here's one. There's a part of me that says, on that whole, trip, you're not telling me Bert didn't try to get a map or something? In the 5th movie, he talks about, he was setting up his seismophone network with the South African National Grid of Seismology. So, he's doing some kind of homework. Here's where you can put your bullshit. Way over here. Sorry, I love that meme. I don't necessarily like that guy in that Burt Gummer group that runs that, but that meme. Here's where you can put your bullshit. Way the fuck over here. A good meme is good, man. It's like if something's funny, it's not funny. Hey, did you laugh? Did you laugh? Then it counts. Mm-hmm. I try to tell myself that as I do this. Did it make me laugh? Okay, then that's still technically funny. That counts. Ooh, oh God, everything's shaking in a bacon in a bowl. This is something I didn't necessarily write down, but I kept thinking of it. I'm glad that they do use the Newton's cradle. Do allude to that just a little bit. Somebody's writing something in this. That's why I really tried to not hate this as much as I do, but I do hate it a lot. Some writer somewhere was trying, or somebody was. I wonder about them being in these buildings. I don't know. This is where this having just been them not calling in Burt Gummer and them reacting to it would have made a lot more things make sense. Like, oh yeah, you guys just had graboids attack. You're here in these little shitty trailers because you weren't able to go anywhere. I find it hard to believe that nobody did try to drive away. That the first person... What the hell did that guy... He just... Okay, Hart just ran and jumped every stair. It looked kind of cool, actually. He's trying to move fast to get this guy. And I was asking myself this question earlier. does this really make sense? I don't know. Maybe this guy is that altruistic. I don't want to be that cynical and live in a world where everybody lets everybody die like that. I would prefer we have Indian guys running at breakneck speed to go save the white dude, even though the white guy probably took his meatloaf one day and was actually a jerk to him, and he's got his position. But you know what? Heart's got a heart, man. Heart's got a heart. And there's no sense of place also in this either, too. Like, they will cut around to things, and people, I don't think they know where they're at. Or maybe the people in the editing bay are just highly confused. Maybe what they got for what they were doing. They just did what they could with what they had. But these cut twos and montages are weird. And yeah, I'm British. You know I should die. I'm a kind of total prick. And grab. Okay, so like, it's like the movie doesn't know what it wants to do. If that makes any sense. Like the graboid has grabbed the guy and is pulling him off camera into the ground, but it did it slowly. So not only are these the super fast, speedy ones, they eat people slowly. They take their I've grabbed you. Oh, I'm like a cat. Oh, you got away. Oh, you got away. Oh. Hey, and you know, there's a level there of that's not bad. I'm into that. I'm okay with that. If you have a graboid kind of fucking with people, my old pal Stumpy, it works. But there's no allusion to that. It doesn't seem at all like the point. It just seems me reading into a bunch of things. And here's another. Again, we're going through again. There was no sit down. Like and you know what? Bert already did have a sit down. The fact that we keep having this conversation of what are we gonna do here. What are you gonna do here? As I wrote my notes, this was the part of the movie that I would just get really lost. It's just heavily confused. They're trying to make some things and they're working at it. It's just got no oomph to get there. Underground electric graboid fence. Maybe I want to live in that world where that works. I do. You ever nailed Jello to a wall, Bert? Because I did it. And maybe what I keep talking about here, where I'm not sure about this, maybe this movie is nailing Jello to a wall. Maybe that is the metaphor for what they're trying to do here. Yeah, who cares, Bert? Because I did it, and it stuck. You know, maybe. Although I highly doubt that, because what they end up doing with the seventh one kind of just negates a lot of this right here, and. There's these conversations they happen in movies and stuff. You have to be very careful about, like, when your character is talking about guns, not sounding like a jackass. Did you zero that scope in for distance or dangerous game? What do you think? I don't know. Actually, you should be kind of telling me a little bit, or you're not having this conversation with her. She's either smart enough to know what she's doing, or you have to coddle her like that all the time. She either knows everything about graboids and is in, or doesn't and is swimming. Doesn't know what it wants to do. This movie doesn't know what it wants to do. Because now we are here to this point where the DARPA guy has come in and, that thing. What is this guy's accent too, by the way? I'd love to figure it. I've tried to do it. It's really weird. I don't know. Maybe up here in the Great White North, Mr. Gummer, I'm going to show you, because I got a little bit of a lift too. I'm a little bit of a playboy, Mr. Gummer. Don't you understand? I like to take my water, and I go up here Would you like some H2O? Some high quality H2O, Mr. Gummer? I got some H2 Graboid for you too. A big biscuit on a hot roller. Jesus Christ. What the fuck was that? I could probably do that accent. That was kind of fun, actually. That was ridiculous. But that guy is ridiculous. Listen, I'm just a simple government man who gets paid about $1 million a year to be up here in Alaska. So you better listen to me, Mr. Gummer. And oh shit. And you know what? I have a little bit of a lisp too. I got my own stutter. So maybe I like that guy for that, but I don't like that guy, so it's not really. And so now they're shooting at the floor. They're shooting at the floor to stop a graboid, because when we don't have anywhere to stand, we should shoot the place we're standing. What? No, nibbity no. Also, if there is a graboid busting through, why does it need the tentacles? It should already be reaching up with its own mouthy head and doing that. And then even, that's unnecessarily evil for that guy to have, like, kicked his own teammate to, like, die. Just so we can see, oh, but Bert would have saved him! It's a little wrong that guy just, like, kicked him, and that we're gonna also just let that guy go without saying a single fucking thing to him. No. No. Hold on, right here. I'm gonna take a pause 1 second, because I gotta do this. If you're listening, I gotta save that file. Save there. And back up. Start recording. And here we go. I got my trusty stick. Now you can replay. And we're back. Just like that. So if you're listening to the podcast, you'll hear that little switch over. But if you're watching, you know the truth. And here's something. Jamie Kennedy does all right in this movie. Travis is all right. Travis has got some plans. Whatever this thing with a four-wheeler. I mean, they do this in a couple of them. They do it in 5, and they do it in this, and they do it in 7, where you blow something up on top of the ground, and it somehow manages to kill the graboid underneath the ground. And there's, okay, yeah, we drew it up to the surface to get it to do that. Oh, I'm watching. They literally got it to fly out and jump. But how did they know he would do that? What if that thing just decided to go underneath and grab it? And then even... Okay, but how did it blow up? Okay. Oh, no. He lit it on fire. Okay. I'll buy that. I take back what I'm hating about that four-wheeler death. I've been watching it a couple times. I need to pick up on that. He did light it on fire before he drew it away. Not bad, Jamie Kennedy. And here's another... we're going to get to it with that walkway that is a completely unnecessary callback to the first. And also Jamie Kennedy, there it is. She's running on a walkway. Why? There's not much of a reason for this walkway of boards to be here in the first place, except for to tell you that, hey, don't you know that we're winking and that we saw the first movie too? Don't you remember that? And now, this is... You're stopping to have a conversation about your pants and taking them off. She's like dying, dude. Shut the fuck up. You have a gun on your back. They've got a gun. Grab her with another one. This whole conversation. And how is she supposed to take off her pants? She's got one hand on you, Jamie Kennedy, and the other hand on the truck trying to pull herself forward. How was she exactly supposed to take off her pants? And you know what? We'll call that's number 7 for the, overly sexual things. And I'll take it back because Rhonda does that. But is it? I don't know, man. Because, that wink thing, is it? Is it because it's a facial tick? Actually, there's a great line from the Everything Sequel podcast when they were talking about these movies where it's not a wink, it's a facial tick. And I do feel like that. I do feel like someone doesn't understand. I was going to say subtlety, but they know enough about that word to know that it's a word. And they were trying, I think. Because they do set up, they do these tiny setups that are more writing than directing. Where this guy was drinking his energy drinks, and that might have just been the actor too, making sure that he like did that. That boy's got game. It's really weird that you're the youngest person here talking about that guy's penis. She's the youngest person here talking about that guy's penis in a movie with. There's plenty of other like women. Oh my god, I'm just thinking about that. There was plenty of other women there to like give that line to, but she just got it. And if you're gonna piss like a puppy, stay on the porch. I don't know. I don't know. Did this movie mean to do a lot of the things that they do? Because that line, Richard Breakson has that in Tremors 7. If you gonna piss like a puppy, better stay on the porch. But is that maybe just the people that made Tremors 7 watched their own movie before they did that? And that's it. Not any kind of allusion to what I was talking about in that episode where we're supposed to compare the Richard Breakson character and the Burt Gummer character as having similar motives and mindsets. Maybe. Maybe the whole point of this podcast will be that Tremors 5, 6, and 7 are actually the greatest Tremors movies of all time? Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. But okay, hold on. So, they stop. They stop to do things. They will watch somebody die, and then we got to do something. We'll just wait till the crap boy attacks us 'cause we're idiots and we don't know what we're doing with sand for snow. Doom. And yeah, there's a lot of people that end up standing around and then start rushing to go do something because they're like, oh, I needed to. I remembered I was supposed to do that. Somebody told me, and I gotta do that now. No, I don't. What? If you're gonna do a montage, do a montage. We're gonna do a montage. Yeah. There's too many pistols too. In these 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. Oh yeah. In a movie where we have an entire joke where you slam down an elephant gun to actually kill a worm. Yeah, we got a pistol. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Bullshit. And then, yeah, poor Bert here, slowly running out of fuel, running out of ammo. Yeah, good job acting, Michael Gross. Even Jamie Kennedy here, too. This is where I was sad that he's not in the 7th one. He's getting all sad that his dad's dying. My dad's dying, man. What am I going to do? Oh, man. I can't go back to my Prank X show. No, or the X, what the hell? Oh, shit. X3. I'm killing myself because I'll remember it for Tremors 5. I'll look it up. The X Factor. Yeah, where were you guys making this underground electric fence before? You just took your sweet old time, I guess. Also, that's just the dumb... Okay. I know enough about electricity to know that that's probably the dumbest thing ever. Okay, that is... Jesus Christ. You electrified the ground. I'm gonna need some time with that, man. I'm gonna need some Yeah, Swackhammer. Yeah. Wow! Ah! Yeah! I'm fucking nuts, bro! Don't you know? I smoked all of Don McElpaw's cocaine! I smoked it! You're not supposed to smoke cocaine, but I smoked it! I make these jokes because they make me feel better about what's happening, but inside it really doesn't feel any better. And I would prefer, yeah. I keep watching. I'm so close to the screen here, so everything fills up really big, and I'm seeing things. And there's a pensive expression on Jamie Kennedy's face that I could go for more of. I see Jamie Kennedy regretting about 95% of his life choices. Like, he's looking at that guy who smoked all the cocaine, and he's like, wow, that's kind of me, isn't it? I need to stop smoking cocaine. Yeah, Jamie Kennedy, you need to stop smoking cocaine and just do Tremors movies, man. Let that be your cocaine. Cocaina. Go hunt graboids. Because you're halfway alright with it. Your dad made you do it. That space thing is happening again, where they're going back and forth. How are the graboids not noticing those people there before? They've been in that building the whole time. We saw them walking over and stuff. Oh, wow. We did see them walking over and stuff. What is a graboid? Just how do we know that there's only a few, or how do we know how many graboids there are? How do we know how many ass blasters there are? Okay. So ass blasters and graboids work in tandem, so ass blasters can cook the food, so graboids can eat it. There's a level of I'll buy that. I make that as a joke, but that guy was on fire, and now he is filet mignon, and I bet he tastes better. Just a little bit nibbly on that. But again, that graboid didn't notice those people before. Like, there was, like, half a dozen in there. Really, guys? Really? Cool! A bomb-making montage! Yeah! We're gonna do a montage! Montage! Yeah! Because we all like that, And that's the way we're doing it! We're going prepared! That's fine! We got some new things to teach them! And then we keep going back to Bert and Travis here. How'd you get that HK91, boy? It says Heather on the side. I wonder. No, I got it from this lovely woman on the street. Her name was Reba McEntire. Perhaps you've heard of her, Bert. She was selling guns. Yes, she was prostituting herself by selling guns, Bert. And then I do love his retort of like, Bert, stay out of my affairs. I'm the result of one of your affairs, Bert. Touché. Touché, Jamie Kennedy. Touché. Where the fuck were you in the next movie when your mom's around? Where that line would have even had more weight. Like I said then, who knew that I'd be sad Jamie Kennedy was gone? And look at, he's got a weird, like, if Fred Ward smoked cocaine fucking thing about him right now too. You're like, hey man, I could hunt all the graboids I could, man. Goddamn, yeah, yeah. Hey Valentine, give me some graboid hide. I need a pair of my own boots. Yeah, Earl, are you okay? I'm damn all good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so now this alarm is going off and the drill is going off. You're telling me at no point today, during all of these times when we said, oh, we need a plan, we got to come up with a plan, we're doing that, oh, where's my sit rep, where's my report, what are we doing, what's my lay of the land? Nobody thought, hey, let's turn this drill off. This drill that's our job to do, let's turn this off so the creature that's only attracted to vibration can hear us. Yark! Yark! And even more so, if that guy actually, Bert, Swackhammer, and Hart were all standing on that drill crane, and nobody thought, "Hey, turn this off. Let's turn it off." Maybe Bert wouldn't get it, but Swackhammer and Hart would. They work there. That's their job. That is what they do. And there's so many people just running out to save other people. It's, uh, you know, yeah. Oh man, it's reminding me of the first movie where Val's trapped and then trying to help him out. Would anyone be dumb enough to run over to Val? Like, does that make any sense? Yeah, I'm gonna run over to you I'm gonna run where you're at, where the graboids are at, and I'm not gonna get eaten in between that distance at all. Yeah, no, yeah, no, cause no, that's just dumb. We don't follow stupid with stupid. And here's something too. I see these blast formations all the time, and I wonder too if it's not a drug smuggling front, if some of these like explosions aren't just made to pull pipe into a place. Who knows? Because that's what they do to actually lay it down, and then you explode it and you can dig it out. And I wonder, maybe they're putting some pipe in behind the scenes, and they're like, "Hey, let's save some money by making a Tremors movie." Wow. Oh, I'm so happy for this family of broke into the wrong goddamn airplane hangar, didn't you, bastard? Which brings me to, if you're gonna reference something, change it up, make it something different. Something I really love about the original movies, and best exemplified in the line, "Doing what I can with what I got," made in the second movie. By the time we get around to the fourth movie, learning the impetus of that phrase with somebody else besides Bert's ancestor, not even saying the line, but really Old Westing it. "We must do what we can with what we have." And you're like, "Hey, I know that." "Oh, but you changed it." "Oh, you really? Oh, okay. Oh, that's writing, man. That's knowing what you did before and then taking the next step and then going that little bit further and like, whoa, oh, okay. Fucking yeah. Because even more so, doing what I can with what I got. And if you watch the TV show, there's a point where Larry is like, they're trying to come up with ideas and stuff. And Larry says, "We got to find a way. We got to do what we can with what we got." And Bert's just, "I'll remember that." If you're going to have that line be almost resaid word for word, there should be a level of disdain in that. You're not like, we don't. No one wants to repeat themselves like that. We all do, but no one wants to repeat themselves like that. If you knew you were being badass or you had that moment, it's definitely like, okay. Well, I'm glad nobody here was in your basement, Bert. And that's just for you there, buddy. Okie dokie. And then again, the convenient plot armor of, "Oh wow, douchebag guy. I'm telling you, I know exactly how to get away from the graboid. Suffering succotash. They're monsters." Did I just do it, Tweety Bird? I did. And then Swackhammer here. I love him with his bombs, fucking decked out. He's probably gonna blow off his face in reality, but who cares? I'm in. He's nuts. And here's again, they're not thinking at all. So we have the line. We have this whole. Burt Gummer kind of went to go do this to get away from the tax man. He owes a bunch of money. So right here at the end, Jamie Kennedy is negotiating to say, "Well, okay, we're not going to pay any taxes anymore, federal or state. Nevada doesn't have state taxes. Yeah, no federal." Well, which, boom. But you have that literally going to the entire distance of Burt not paying taxes to ending like the last thing that we see in Shrieker Island, the last words besides the credits are, "and pay your taxes." If you're in podcast land, you can't tell that I'm staring at the camera and jimming it, because you're telling me he went through all that trouble, and if any in any world where like a Burt Gummer Day existed, would he be wanting you to pay your taxes on that day? Like it's a bigger fuck you to the character almost than even killing him is. Like, wow, what a blatant disregard for that. And you know what? I'm saying that I think taxes are all right. We'll have that conversation. Whatever. We should all pay them, in a sense. We should all give back in our volunteer duty and such. But to go through the trouble of saying, "Oh yeah, Bert doesn't have to pay taxes anymore, but you do. But you do." No. I'm not going to pay your taxes on that. I'm going to go make something else, go make my own road. And how about you pay taxes on that, Universal? Pay taxes on my axis. Pay taxes on my axis. I live in Iowa, but I was born in Texas, and you can hear those come through sometimes. I got that. Just that little bit of... But Texans are nuts. I would like that to be known. Nobody, and you know what? We'll take this time to say, nobody should be idolizing Burt Gummer. All right? We'll go off on a little side rant here. And, we'll tie this in. You go through this whole movie trying to kill Burt Gummer, just kill him. Or just put him on. Now he's gone. Now he's done. Now he's gone. There's no reason. You went through all of this trouble of setting up that Jamie Kennedy is now the heir apparent. You got some big shoes to fill. Yeah. Size 13. I've seen you in the locker room. You go through all of that to... how many Bigfoot hunters do you know? 1 million. How many graboid hunters do you know, Bert? None. You're a one-off, man. Teach me. Rosetta Stone me, dog. And you do all that. You just let him die. Let him go. There's a great opportunity at the end of this that you just let it go. That's why I was saying that if the 7th movie was just about Richard Brakeson in a hunting party, I would have been in. And there's no Burt. I wouldn't have thought anything of it. I wouldn't have thought it was bad either. I would have just assumed that other things were happening and, moving on from that. But then also, this is a great scene to then just ignore, where Jamie Kennedy tries to become Burt. Oh my God, man. I don't agree with it. It's TMZ, FOB, Facebook. I got a sit rep. If you got graboids, you got ass blasters. And that line doesn't really work, folks. I would like to go through the mathematics of that. It should truly be, if you have graboids, you have ass blasters. Because that is the line. If you know, okay, go graboids, shriekers, ass blasters. That is the creation line. Then there's an El Blanco or something like that. This is something that, again, the 5th movie tried to do, but they didn't do enough to do it. Where if they are there and they are protecting the nest, then it's then they've been around for a while. But if they've been around so long in the Arctic, then how are these people just seeing them? If the climate change just started happening, how do we just notice them? This shit starts to fall apart. I mean, really, to the point where, no, it goes graboids, shriekers, ass blasters, ABC. If they are around, they've been around for a while, and they're working in tandem. And then at that point, your shriekers better be talking. Your shriekers, I fully expected this in the 5th movie, because Bert says, "What's next, shriekers that talk?" I fully expected, when they went into the cave, a shrieker with a staff and a robe to come out. "Hello, Mr. Gummer. I've heard of you. My kind is appalled. You have slaughtered us for a generation, and now we take back what's ours." If a shrieker had said that, or even just, "Ah! I would have bought that a little bit. because you were just that fucking nuts, movies. I wouldn't have bought that with the originals, but whatever the fuck they were doing with these, I would have bought that at that certain point where you're just like, yep, okay, Shriekers That Talk. If you're going to have these things around doing it like that and there's a culture and stuff, let's just make them talk. That's might as well. I mean, yeah. Oh, there's a lovely, oh, this is so sweet. She cares about Bert. She's only known him all of 24 hours, but she cares. She cares. What does she have? Her mother's problem and like extreme attachment without knowing anybody? That's something if you do like the first movie does do a really good thing where Rhonda is out of the town. She's not exactly in the clique group of it and slowly has to work her way into that being trusted sense almost, which is really kind of cool because she's the only outsider in the town. So like if she's going to end up being, you know, buddy, you better break it down, better make rules for it and stuff. Yeah. And yeah, Travis is out here in his Bert costume and I halfway buy it. And then the Newton's Cradle too. Whoever was writing, like they knew what they were doing or they wanted to. And maybe I give that person too much credit too. Maybe that's a director thing of like, oh, we know that we're doing that later, setting it up. Maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I do like the this idea here of let's flip over a storage container and try to catch a graboid. But it goes back to what I was saying before where you're like, man, just taking so much time in the middle of things to do something. Yeah, you need to get this for Bert and stuff, but damn. You all just spent... And there's been no time passed. Are you telling me, like, you have gone through all of this in, like, a day? Shit, man. That takes a lot of work. I don't think anybody told you that. You know, setting up traps like that is not... a half an hour exercise. That's there's this wonderful thing called physics and planning to where if you had a hook in the ground that was going to get caught by an airplane so a graboid could grab it and pull it through, you need to do some distance measurements, some vector philosophy, a little bit of trigonometry there to probably figure out, make sure that that's pulling and doing everything properly. Is anybody an engineer here? I'd hope. Actually, there might be. You know, this research team. But there's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of effort that they got done in. Oh, you know, maybe I'm wrong though. Okay, hold on, because they do say that the sun never goes down. Maybe this is like 2 a.m. Maybe they've been up, they smoked some of Swackhammer's cocaine, and they're all just like, let's go kill some graboids, yeah! We're gonna turn this over. Guys, it's like 3 a.m. I don't care, we don't need sleep, we need to kill graboids! Yeah! Get some! We're acting American, even though we're Canada's! Get some! Oh. Hold on, I just kind of realized that. We are acting Americans, even though we're in Canada. Here's a win, though. Here's a huge win for this. Oh, you didn't notice that? On the ground? Okay, Val just picked up a golf club that's... Why was the golf club there? Why was it there and nobody noticed? Here's a great thing, though. This graboid head is practical. If you watch the behind the scenes of it, this is really cool to see. This is a full graboid. Oh, man, I actually looked at that even more so. That's actually pretty bad. Oh, it's almost worse than the CGI. I'm really kind of like, huh. That's weird. Now I'm really looking at that. Oh my god, who has a gun and is going to hit somebody with... God, you have a gun! Shoot a tentacle, bitch! Shoot a tentacle! Why are you going to hit it with a stock? Does that make any kind of sense in any world? And then, Swack, I'm going to machete it, man. Yeah. Oh, I smoked my cocaine. I'm good to go. Ow. And then it grabs your machete. No fucking shit, dude. Like, why are you guys getting so close to it? Like, you need to get Jamie. Shoot those tentacles. You have it trapped. Just shoot the tentacles. It's a graboid. You could probably shoot it about 80 times regularly, and it's not going to get hurt. Just shoot the tentacles. Who cares if you hit behind it? And then yeah, here's the Inuit guy with his specialty Inuit club. That I don't know. If a white person had that, I would have been a little more happy. There's just seems a little racy. I don't know though. He got one. Again, got one that seems like we could have just got it with a. Oh, and look, yeah, Bert just shoots one. Bert just came out and shot one. So we could have just shot those. We could have just shot the. In all honesty, I can't. That shouldn't be that hard to figure out. Let's stand to the side of it. Let's turn around and stand to the side of it and shoot it like that. We don't have to shoot it head on. Rocket science. Who died and made you, Einstein? Well, I hope somebody did, because there are no Einsteins on set today. All right, Jamie, get in there. Get in there, nummy. You got to get in that graboid's tummy, and he keeps on loving you. Yeah, and this is another great instance of, like, this cast is just kind of watching Jamie Kennedy and peanut gallerying, which I really kind of love. If you were rooting around in my mouth like that, I'd be pissed. With a big ass needle, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed, man, which is true. Grossity gross. Oh, Jamie got splooshed. Wait, who's that one girl back there? I don't know her name. I tried to remember everybody's name, but I don't know her. Oh, man. Too bad. Why didn't she die? Hold on. I'm really trying to think. I'm not even going to go over it. I'll go over it in my own mind. Because I'm thinking about, wow, that's some bullshit. There's some bullshit happening there. And Jamie, graboids don't have prostates. So, I mean, yeah, I know that's not. Oh, you made my joke accurate. Oh, it's so much funnier. I know. Ha ha. Ha ha. But graboids don't have prostates. They're asexual creatures. They're hermaphroditic asexuals. They don't do that kind of thing. It's not always a problem I too have when I see the sexy graboids. Guys, they wouldn't have boobs. They wouldn't have dicks. They wouldn't have anything. Make them sexy without those things. Oh, you can't? It's because they're not supposed to be. Thank you. Keep doing it. I'm not going to stop you. But if you're going to make it sexy, you got to get rid of the boobs and dicks. Yeah, make a graboid sexy without secondary sex characteristics. Can you do it? I wonder. All right, we're reaching the end. I want to make sure that I hit everything, so I'm going to kind of go through here. You know what? I didn't talk about detachable tongues. Okay, that reminds me. Every time we see those in this movie, all I can think about is that baby graboids. Detachable tongues are supposed to be baby graboids. Think about that. No animal should have a tongue that's attached. I'm coming after you. And then run back into my mouth. That's not how tongues work. No. But you know what? That is how little babies work. Little baby graboids. Oh, look, they reach up, grab people, pull them back. Accomplishes the same thing. It's so sad that that's not what they really are. And instead we get some really terrible scenes with animals that don't make sense. I always go back to, there's a Jurassic Park idea where if you're going to make a creature feature movie, your creature cannot be a slasher movie villain. It must be an animal. It must be a beast of prey, or I was going to say beast of burden. But it has to be an animal. It has to basically want to eat, fuck, and sleep. That's, it's big things. And yeah. Doesn't cut it. Detachable tongues doesn't cut it. And I stopped because I just realized, why is everybody all calm and shit? How do we know that we got all the graboids, that we got all the ass blasters? I really wonder about the epilogue of this movie. The day after tomorrow, somebody's out for a walk and just gets swooped by an ass blaster. Oh wait, call Bert. Oh shit, he left. Now he's on a desert island. And blow it up. And because then to even, I said that thing about, is it clever that the guy wasn't actually up here weaponizing graboids and was doing something else? If he's going to then just turn around and then have this whole like, oh, well, I could actually, you're right, this would actually just make a wonderful bioweapon. Put a little tracker in it with an acoustic something or another, and shaboom boom boom, this be a bunker buster for God and country. And okay, don't say that your work's a little more elevated than that, and then turn around and be like, yeah, but I would totally take a graboid. I have a friend of mine, his name is Richard Breaksell, and he was just looking for some specialty graboids that he could take and mutate for a little specialty island he has. So, would you mind if I take this graboid, Mr. Gummo? And you're all probably like, man, that's a very offensive accent that you're doing. That's that guy. I'm not doing it. That guy is. I'm repeating this man. So if you would like to hate somebody for that accent, lay it at that door. You know, like, it would be like me doing Sam J in Kingsman. I'm so sorry about all this trouble. Perfect. And I do love Sam J in Kingsman. Watch Kingsman. Weird plug, but watch it. Yeah, now movie's ending. We don't know that all the graboids are gone. I've gone over everything. Yeah, man. Like I can't believe that this is a bunch of bullshit. I can't believe I was able to talk this long about all this bullshit and not really repeat myself. I was super afraid of that. That's why I wrote all this down to really make sure that I didn't. And I'm just like, man, yeah. Jodie left the store to Bert, really? Jodie Chang spent all her life in the store, left it to Bert. Where's the rest of perfection? If you're going to kill off Bert, you're already killing him off in this movie. Just walk away. Jamie Kennedy picks up the mantle, keeps going. These filters, these blue filters. Here, and I don't like the filter. We'll say it because they go back and forth when they're even at this research station, like right here at the end. It's blue-tinted filtered. But about, 10 minutes before, we had no filter. We're in the same spot, no filter. And if you were trying to say, like, there's some more time of the day things happening, like, none of these people seem tired. None of these people seem like they've been up for the last 24 hours fighting these graboids and are super stressed because the sun's up all the time. Not getting that. What I'm getting is that they're hot and sweaty because they're in the middle of South Africa. I'm halfway surprised that they didn't, like, CGI in some, like, ice fog breath. And yeah, this is a little weirdo conversation too. Oh, that didn't, what you call that a kiss? That didn't have stopping power. Not to mention maximum penetration. Oh, jeez, Bert, I don't need maximum penetration jokes from you. It's not, that is not at all what you were trying to say in the first one. So, like, don't go there. If you're going to sexualize a character, pick one that actually works for that. It's what I find. I do like the shakeup of Bert having a son, but then you're also like, so like the guy who like was hiding in the desert, in the woods, and isolating himself, and had chosen to go child free with Heather. It's a whole thing. He just went and like had a one night stand one time and had a kid that he didn't even know about. Okay, I guess we're all younger. We all do stupid shit, but. I mean, okay. Let's not. Yeah. With Bert. Yeah. I agree with Alicia Seymour's fanfiction. If you're going to bring Bert into anything like that, sometimes you got to kill him off. He's got to go away. And yeah, we don't need the guns and ammos talk from you, Bert. Pops. Yeah, and that pops, like, I talked about it in the Tremors 7 one, where, man, if that was Travis, if Jamie Kennedy, or if Don Heater, John Cheadle was Travis, that would have been great. Pops! Like, dying like that would have been so cool. And now we're at the end of the credits. Wow, okay. Wow. Holy shit. I mean, really, I'm thinking about that. I thought I was going to leave this commentary again. Maybe just like, maybe I'll find a reason to not hate this so much. But I really did dig down and found even more reasons to hate it, didn't I? Like, really. Ouch. Ouchity, ouch, ouch. To the point where I don't even have anything to end here with. I'm just disappointed, especially with knowing that what comes after this negates everything and makes it worse. It's just like, I gotta put on Tremors the series now, man, or some. I gotta put on a palate cleanser. Which reminds me, there's a musical sting at the end of this that I swear is from like Kick-Ass or Sunshine. That every time I hear it, I'm always like, I kind of want to watch Sunshine now. I don't know why. I do love John Murphy. Bring it in. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll watch Sunshine after this. Yeah, I'll go watch the movie about people traveling to the sun because the sun's dying to make myself feel better. That is the mood that I'm in right now. That's how bad this is. Yeah. I guess I'll just really say, I will say this because I talked about it in the Tremor 7 one. We got no set nicknames for this one. There's nobody Melinda Mella or Yay Yar or Otto Ott. No, it's just everybody has a regular name. Again, that seems really racist from the other one. Let's learn people's names. Let's learn them. We don't need to give them nicknames. Their full names are appropriate and worthwhile. Learn it. My name is Levi Dylan Burzloff Lutt. Imagine fucking writing and spelling and saying that thing. Jesus, people have to ask me all the time, is that your actual name? Yeah, okay, that's my name. That's how you say it. It's weird. I get you. I feel you, man. But yeah, we've gone through so much here that the outside light, I'm like, it's gotten darker. It's about 5:00 now. Fascinating. I'm just gonna end. I'll just thank a lot of people who've been super helpful lately. To the two biggest ones, I got to thank Rattlesire and Kevin Collins. These are the first two dudes to really listen to this podcast and give us our feedback that we need to help make it better for you, to present it in a way that you all like and you don't hate us and tell us that we're dumb for. So I really got to thank Rattlesire for reaching out and giving Toastmaster like tips and helping with this. I got my pop filter. And for Kevin Collins for just retweeting and sharing and commenting and caring. Both fantastic people. Thank you guys so much. Secondary shout outs to Alicia Seymour and the Sons and Shadows podcast with Jeff and Kevin. Thank you guys again for feedback, giving us what we can with what we got. We're making these things for you. So the more that we make you happy, the happier that makes us. So that's a boo-de-de-boom. In memory of Paul Rodriguez. Based on characters created by Brett Maddock and S.S. Wilson and Ron Underwood. Bullshit! Bullshit! That was a fucking caricature. That's not based on. But yes, thank you guys so much, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Ron, Nancy, and Brent. Fuck you, Universal. And, follow us on Twitter, join the Discord, or subscribe to the subreddit for Tremors at the Tremors Saga, Talking Tremors, with Stampede Entertainment. I have been your host, Levi Dylan Burzloff Lutt, at Omegan Smiles. I hope you do well, and I hope this makes it so you don't have to watch this dumpster fire of a fucking movie. Or if we do move on from this, we retroactively make this better. Let's write something better, folks. Tremors, Ouroboros, with the 8 on the side, because no more movies. We're done. That's what we're doing. We're doing the new TV show, bringing it back. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful night. Or day. Or wherever. Anything.